In 1972, Westerville hired its very first female police officer, Nancy Gene Giles. Giles has written 2 books, Accidental Deputy and Police Love and Understanding. These books detail her experiences as a deputy sheriff in Franklin County for 7 years and then her years in Westerville. She shares humorous stories, what life was like for women in the 60s and 70s, her career accomplishments, and the challenges she faced. Nancy was born in California, but her family moved to Westerville when she was in middle school. After graduation, she attended OSU before landing a job with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. To her surprise, they offered her a job as a true uniformed police officer.
He approached me and said, "How would you like to be a deputy sheriff?" And I'm like, "Oh, you mean I'm going to wear a uniform and sell the insurance reports and work here?" He's like, No. I want you to be the full deputy sheriff." He personally trained me in hand-to-hand combat. They treated me like I was his sister. And they supported me, and they wanted me to be successful.
She only knew one other female police officer in Franklin County.
Her name was Jeannie Bray. She was a Columbus police officer, and that's why the sheriff wanted me to do it. He saw it being so effective in Columbus Police Department with her that he knew that it had huge benefits for the officers and for everyone to have a woman in uniform.
Unfortunately, the man who hired her retired, and the new manager implemented changes for the female police officers.
He brought a woman friend of his in to work with me, and he put us in knee boots, patent knee boots and mini skirts, and took my police duties basically away for us to be like spokespeople or models.
Knowing she didn't want to be a model, she was thrilled for a new opportunity that opened up in her hometown of Westerville. Westerville Police Chief Harry Schutte approached her about a federal grant they wrote to hire a community relations officer. Due to civic uprisings against the police during the Vietnam War era, there was a lot of mending needed between police officers and their communities. Nancy had a unique opportunity to make a difference.
It all fell right in line with what I was already doing. And I thought I could be super effective at mending community police because I lived here. So I got really excited about it then.
But before she accepted, she had a very important question for Chief Schutte.
What's the uniform? Because I was in these knee boots and this mini skirt. He said, "I really like the mini skirt and the knee boots," and I went, "Ugh."
In the end, she was given the same uniform as her male counterparts. Even though when she went to pick up her uniform, they didn't make female uniforms, so she had to buy a men's. Unfortunately, this was not the only issue she encountered. Her former boss warned her about Chief Schutte, indicating he was going to give her trouble, and implying that the only reason she got hired was because he was attracted to her. However, Nancy spent 7 years as a uniformed officer and had experience working with the community mending fences. Despite her stellar qualifications, Chief Schutte and the men on her team had a hard time treating her as an equal.
But from the very first day, the issues with Chief Schutte were huge. Every time he talked to me, he had to touch me. Total daily sexual innuendo. And then it moved on to blatantly saying, "How about a 3-way at my house with my wife?" I talked to him about it multiple times, getting some counseling or doing something about it. I learned little tricks, like I would go in, and if he shut the door, I would say, "Oh, I would need to go get something," and then I would leave the door open. I was a trained police officer, so I would come up with some good tactics, There were a couple other officers, and they would kind of breach the right thing to say and do too, because they worked for him and they felt okay about it. Part of them had come to the Sheriff's Academy for their training, and I taught them. They weren't really interested in me. There was something about having sex with a woman deputy or a woman police officer. So I found that really jarring, and that was kind of yucky. And it would happen with people that were in high positions, and so it was difficult.
During the Me Too movement in 2016, Nancy reflected on this time asking herself why she didn't bring up the issues with Chief Schutte or other officers with someone else in power. Being that this was 1972 and the first court to recognize office sexual harassment as grounds for taking legal action wasn't until 1977, she really had no available avenue to bring it up.
I found an article about all the things women couldn't do in 1971. It made me feel better because I realized at that point I couldn't have done anything. It would have only been me who was wrong. He was so in with the city manager, city council. There was nowhere to go. And he had such credentials. I can't go to anyone. Nobody's going to believe me. And it was the case back then.
In the end, Chief Schutte's behavior caught up to him.
He did do time in jail for molesting his grandson.
Despite Chief Schutte and the major challenges she had to deal with, she looks back on the work she did with a sense of accomplishment.
I wrote an article in the weekly Public Opinion trying to mend the police and things about how the police do this and that. I also was able to form a community relations officer organization. I felt really good, like I had done a great job with federal grants. I had made a difference in the community.
In reflecting how she was able to be the only woman in a team of men during this difficult time, she credits her father with helping her to rise to the occasion.
I realized that he knew it was a man's world, and he wanted me to live in it. I really believe he knew the stronger he made me, the more I could accomplish. He knew that it was in the 60s and it was men. The world was run by men.
One of her proudest moments as a police officer and trainer came when she got to see her hard work pay off.
I taught at Columbus Technical Institute, and I taught new police officers. It created a buzz, a woman's gonna teach us this. I made them do the law enforcement code of ethics. I made them memorize it and get up and speak it from memory. And the day I knew I was getting somewhere with it was the day one of the officers was floundering, and one of the kids in the class got up with him and they recited it together. And I was, oh my God, made my day, because that was what my goal was, to mold them together and have them respect each other.
Thanks for joining, and a heartfelt thanks to Nancy Giles for sitting with us and for helping pave the path for many more women to follow into a world run by men.